Well, good Wednesday morning, folks. We're getting over the hump. Temperatures are on the rise, but we also have to get through some wet and windy conditions. So here's a live look at Metro Airport, where we certainly do have some water at the surface. 48 degrees at Metro, 45 in Pontiac, 45 in Port Huron. And these temperatures warmer than what our average highs should be this time of year. So that's giving us a head start in the temperature department. Now, this low pressure system off towards Chicago, Milwaukee, that's going to continue to push northeast across the Great Lakes and bringing us some turbulent conditions, from wet weather to windy conditions to even some snow on the back edge. So as this front is pushing through, that stronger low inches closer to lower Michigan, winds will be picking up. But it's the colder sector of this system, the western edge of it, that will bring us some snow chances by early tomorrow. So looking at Exact Track 4D, we do have some drier conditions across Macomb County now, a good chunk of Wayne County down into Monroe, but you see those scattered widespread showers from Lansing, Jackson, Ann Arbor that will be working its way across Metro Detroit through the morning. So off and on. It's an off and on wiper type of day. Now, rainfall totals so far, we picked up upward of a ½ an inch in the western edge of Macomb County and closer to an inch from Novi off towards Howell along I-96 there. We still have more rain in the forecast. So when it's all said and done, I think that we easily hit that 1 inch mark closer to Pontiac up towards Lapeer, maybe just shy of it at Metro Airport, and about a ½ of an inch down into Monroe. So we could see a little bit of minor flooding out there as you get closer to riverbeds, where we've had also the melting from the snow, and now we're adding about an inch of rainfall on top of it. Wind gusts right now as we speak upward of 30 miles per hour in Grosse Ile, Ann Arbor, Howell, and that's a southwesterly flow, so it's pumping in the warmth from the south. But by 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're looking at a northwesterly flow, so those winds are going to shift, and then we'll have a few gusts that potentially reach upward of 40 miles per hour. So that's going to give us a drastic difference in the temperatures and the feels like temperatures tomorrow. Here's a little snippet for you. So by about noon today, we're looking at close to 56 degrees, and by 6 a.m. tomorrow, 29 degrees. So nearly a 30-degree drop in temperatures within a very short window, and that's not even factoring in the wind chills, given that that's a northwesterly flow. It's going to make it feel colder out there. Severe risk for today. This is put out by the Storm Prediction Center. You see an enhanced risk down along the eastern seaboard. However, for lower Michigan, that light green you see there indicates we have a chance for a few thunderstorms. Nothing severe, but you might hear a rumble of thunder or two for today. So keeping that chance in the forecast as temperatures rise in the mid to upper 50s. Hourly forecast. So I'll stop the clock at about 10:30. I think we're dealing with just some clouds just north of the state line. You might have that heavier rain rolling in, and some scattered pockets of some heavy downpours persist even well into the evening rush hour drive, where it might be a little more prominent on the east side compared to the west side. But we get more moisture coming in from the west, and by 6-7 a.m. tomorrow, now we're talking snow. So we could get a little light dusting that leads to slick spots, not to mention untreated surfaces from all this wet weather. We could see a freeze through the overnight, and I would anticipate that tomorrow is going to be a little tricky with travel in the morning. So you see the changeover going into tomorrow morning, but the rest of the day should be rather dry. Friday, rather dry with the exception of later in the afternoon. I think we see south of I-94 either a rain or a little rain-snow mix. And then as we head in the weekend, some sunshine works in, but we're on either side of 40 starting tomorrow all the way through Sunday. Close to 50 Monday, possibly 60s Tuesday, but don't forget to spring forward those clocks Saturday night into Sunday morning. Some wacky weather. Grab an umbrella today. We have the rain rolling in waves over the next probably, we'll say like 12 hours or less, because by tomorrow morning, that rain changes over to snow. So we do have some chances early tomorrow to see some snow as temperatures tumble. By Friday afternoon, we could see a little bit of a mix closer to the state line, but not everybody gets that. Wind will be a factor over the next day or two as well. So right now, a live look at downtown Detroit. Our temperature has not fluctuated in the city since we first joined you at 4:30 this morning, sitting at 49 degrees, 47 in Ann Arbor, 45 in Pontiac, 43 in Monroe. With southeasterly winds about 10 to 20 miles per hour sustained, gusting upward of 30 in some spots. And so that is pumping in the warmer air. 55 to 57 will be that forecasted high across southeastern Michigan today. So we get well into the 50s, but we're in and out of the rain chances. So it'll be a wipers on, wipers off type of day. However, you see a few lightning strikes here. I'm not anticipating severe weather, but you could hear a rumble of thunder or two as the system pushes through. It's a stronger low, and that will bring some heavy downpours and maybe a few rumbles of of thunder as this front is lifting. We're getting a little bit of a break in that rain, and then we'll have more of that moisture pumping in behind it. Counterclockwise rotation. So what's off to the west will work its way here to southeastern Michigan. That blue would mean snow by tomorrow morning. Exact track 4D, Mount Clemens, Port Huron, that little stretch of I-94 getting some wet weather. Pocket of drier air besides a sprinkler or two closer to Metro Airport, but Ann Arbor towards Howell has some of those rain showers working its way in, and that's what will continue to build into our area throughout the rest of the morning. So rainfall totals so far anywhere from about a ½ inch to just shy of an inch of rain, and we'll be adding more to it as we get waves of the wet weather. So likely going to have about an inch of rain in areas of Oakland County up towards Sandusky before it's all said and done, and very close to it at Metro Airport with our forecasted data there. So that's a look at the rain. Now let's talk wind. Wind gusts right now out of the southwest. You see the arrows coming out of the southwest and about 30 miles per hour in some spots, upward of that in Flint. By this time tomorrow, we have a northwesterly flow of air, and by 8 o'clock, those gusts could be around 40 miles per hour, and that's going to bring an Arctic blast into our area, significant tumble in temperatures, and you see it illustrated here. So by 1 o'clock this afternoon, we're right around 56 degrees. By 7 a.m. tomorrow, 29 degrees. That's a near 30-degree swing downward in that short amount of time, and that's not even factoring in what that feels like temperature will be at 7 a.m. tomorrow with the northwesterly wind gusts. So we'll have wind chill factors tomorrow. I think a little refreeze, given that some of the wet weather will freeze throughout the overnight, and those snowflakes, some slick spots. In the meantime, here's a look at that non-severe threat for a few thunderstorms. We get into the 50s, as I mentioned, but let's walk you through the timeline as we get a lull. But by the lunch hour, a couple pockets of some heavier rain that will persist off and on throughout the afternoon and evening before that colder air builds back in tomorrow morning, bringing us a very short-lived but a snowfall that could bring us a dusting. So the full forecast, we tumble to upper 30s for highs tomorrow, and we'll stay on either side of 40 all the way through the weekend, springing forward with the clocks before you go to bed Saturday night into Sunday morning. We lose that hour, but close to 50 Monday and possibly 60 by next Tuesday. So a warm up next week, Darnell. Now my stomach is growling.
Those pastries are like artistic.
Yes, yeah. That's what I was thinking. And it's the building is huge. Just what you can't miss it. When we were across the street actually supporting the Salvation Army last week,
yeah.
We're like, wait, that's where we're going to be next week.
We were right across the street.
Fisher, what was it called?
Ford,
the restaurant.
Ford Garage.
Ford Garage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's had some good food.
Yeah.
Ford's Garage. Yeah, they have one in Novi, too.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So
yeah.
The burger was ridiculous.
If you know where Ford Garage is, it's right across the street from that.
There you go.
Baguette.
Perfect.
Look at us, just food experts around here.
We're foodies.
We are
Not
foodies.
newsies.
I would say, yeah, all newsies are, foodies.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's going to be, I want to say kind of a comfort food day just because of the rain, but not the temperatures per se, because we are going to be rising. I know, we do have a spring-like day on tap, but it is short-lived. It's March in Michigan, and we get everything thrown at us this time of year, and the next 48 hours will be no different. So grab the umbrella today. It's a wet Wednesday, but then we're tracking the chance for some snow by this time tomorrow morning, and then another chance for a little wintry mix late Friday before we get another surge of warmth for next week. So the roller coaster continues. Strong wind gusts will be in the mix here for today and tomorrow as well. The direction of those winds will make all the difference in the world. So exact track 4D. Showing some scattered showers from just southwest of Waterford well into the Novi area, off towards Ann Arbor, along US 23 down into Monroe County, and definitely a lot more of that rain to the west that will continue to push eastward this morning. Port Huron getting a few of those light rain showers as well. But 50 degrees in Detroit right now, 47 in Ann Arbor, Pontiac, 48 Monroe. Southeasterly winds sustained 10 to 20 miles per hour and gusting upward of 30 in some spots. So that's going to continuously pump in the warmth. I mean, we're already at 50 in the city. So we likely could get closer to 57 towards Detroit, likely mid-50s across the heart of the metro area in our suburbs. And we're in and out of rain chances, maybe even a few non-severe thunderstorms. And so that means just a heavy downpour, maybe a rumble of thunder, but we're not looking at severe weather per se. Satellite and radar, it all has to do with this strong low pressure. Check out just how much moisture is wrapped around this bad boy. I mean, all the way up into Canada, down south into the southern tier of Indiana, as far east as Buffalo, and as far west as Omaha. Omaha. Now, the western side of that low is the colder sector. That's going to be snow that works its way in tomorrow before daybreak. In the meantime, as that front lifts, the winds pick up, and we're still dealing with the rain. So you see all of that rain across the area. We've already picked up about 1/2 inch in western Macomb County and about almost an inch in portions of Oakland County. We'll add to that as the day progresses and we get more waves of rain. And so that rainfall forecast will be probably another 1/4 inch at Metro Airport and maybe another 1/10 inch in Pontiac. So that's on top of what I just showed you. Wind gusts. And so we have that southwesterly flow right now with those gusts closer to 40 miles per hour in Flint. It's breezy out there and it's going to bring us that warmth. Now, tomorrow at this time, we have the northwesterly flow. So winds do a complete 180 and we'll have those gusts upward of 40 miles per hour. And that's going to make it feel a whole lot colder with the wind chill and the actual air temperatures as you see this really sharp decline. 56 at 1 o'clock this afternoon and 29 by 7 a.m. tomorrow. So we go almost 30 degrees downward. There's that chance for some non-severe storms across all of lower Michigan. Walking you through the timeline, spotty around the lunch hour, becoming a little more widespread as we get into the evening rush hour drive and beyond. As we quickly fast forward, showing you Thursday morning, you blink, you miss it, but we will have some of that snow working its way in. That could bring us a fresh dusting, if not a freeze for any of the wet pavements that have not been treated. Either side of 40 through the weekend. We spring forward Sunday morning, losing an hour, but close to 50 Monday, and then right around 60 on Tuesday. Darnell?